I'm not jumping on the media train here trying to make a video about the Tesla Model 2 because there's something interesting to say. We actually know some stuff about the Tesla Model 2 now, which is really interesting. And there was a leaked picture confirmed by Tesla in February, which I'll put up on the screen in a second. The new Tesla Model 2 was seen in the Gigafactory in Berlin, Germany, in February. And I think that most people believed that the picture was accurate when it was posted, and that it was actually the design for the Model 2. Since then, we've learned some things from Tesla, and a Tesla employee on video was confirming stuff, basically saying that the Tesla Model 2 leak picture from February that we all saw was in fact real. So I can't stress enough that the Tesla Model 2 is a really, really big deal. But it is now clear that to all of us, that other brands are aiming for about the same time for their release of their vehicles for this new end of the market. So the genuinely cheap part of the market, that cheap, 25, 20, 18,000 euro sort of price, that sort of price. So the BYD Seagull is coming to Europe, and the Hyundai, or Hyundai Casper in the local Korean market, that's coming this year. The Leapmotor T03 is already on sale now. That has a 300 to 350 kilometer range with battery cooling on it, which is the important thing. So it should have a good chance of lasting 10 or 15 years, and the battery is going to be decent. The Volkswagen ID.1 is going to be, roughly, we know it's going to be released in 26, and then delivery should start in 27. And this should be 23,000 euros, the Volkswagen ID.1. So there's a whole wave of cars coming in the next 24 months. It's sort of untalked about, I think, in the media. But generally speaking, we've had a lot of EVs come in the last 5 or 10 years. And then this next 24 to 36 months is like phase 2. It's where things get serious. Mass production kicks in. Loads of cheap cars are rushing to market, to like now, basically. So it's going to be fascinating to see them come and to see how many orders they get. These companies like Hyundai with their fantastic Insta, the Hyundai Insta, which I think is a car that I genuinely potentially go get after I've given it a quick test drive. The Tesla Model 2, though, is likely to be the absolute champ, I think, right? Unless, I don't know, BYD or some other company comes up with another one. But I really reckon globally, the Tesla Model 2 is just going to smash it, I think. It clearly looks kind of just like the Model Y, but a bit smaller. And the Model Y is the world's most sold car, period, ever. So it's clearly going to do very well as as we have the indication as to the price as well. So according to a couple of Tesla employees, but mostly one of them actually, who was actually on video talking and showed their ID as well, which was interesting. But I don't have permission to show that footage, so I can't show it. Basically, they said when it comes out, so in the next year, 27 or 28,000 US dollars at that time, roughly, is what they're aiming for. It will come with a choice of different battery tech and different battery sizes, which is interesting, I think. So it's going to be using CATL's new LFP prismatic cells too, which is fantastic. If you don't know what prismatic means, it just means the boxy cubey shape batteries, those ones. So it will have at least 250 miles of realistic range on the cheapest version. And then the top version range, we don't know the actual range yet, but probably over 300 miles, I should imagine. And it will come with 4680 battery cells, so fairly large round cells and very efficient. Full self-driving is going to be on the Model 2 as well, because the Model 2 platform is actually going to use the same platform as the Robotaxi. Also, it's a Tesla and it's modern, so it will of course come with full self-driving. It will be made initially in Texas. Once the kinks are ironed out of the production and the issues, then basically it will go into production in Berlin, in Germany, and then Shanghai. So Tesla are also making a new gigafactory in Mexico, and then most likely India, but possibly somewhere else in Southeast Asia, but we suspect it's going to be India. That's all we actually know about it. I don't make videos often about the Model 2 because we just don't know with great confidence very much, but these things I've just mentioned, we know, or it is highly evidenced, basically. So that's why I'm talking about it. So everything I say in my videos is either highly evidenced or proven, basically, or from a credible source, and therefore it's highly evidenced. So there's a load of people making videos saying that it may look like a mini Cybertruck, but that's not really news. That's really just people making videos to get a cool thumbnail on YouTube. it genuinely isn't news because it's not based on anything. There's no evidence, and of course, no common sense behind that. It's actually going to look like the Model Y, and the Model Y is actually such a liked vehicle. Obviously, it's the most sold vehicle in the world, and it makes sense to copy that. Probably not the Cybertruck, which is kind of, I would say, it's quite divisive at best. You know, and I mean, you wouldn't make a sort of hatchback, small, cheap EV to look like a miniature Cybertruck. It's just common sense, I think. So I think these renders from Motor 1 actually look almost bang on, actually. If I was to make a render, and I was thinking to make one, it would basically just look like this. So I will not make my own, but I think you can expect it to look just like this. It will have this design, about 26,000 euro or 27 or 28,000 US dollars. I think if it's a small car, like a squashed up Model 3 or a small miniature version of a Model Y, I think it's going to do really well. And yeah, I think in this picture you can see in the background there's a Model Y. It is notably smaller, and I believe it's going to be quite a lot like the size of a Cupra Born or the Volkswagen ID3, for example. I think it's bang on going to be like that, I think. What are your thoughts on it? Which bits do you like about it? Which bits do you not like? Please let me know. If you've got any interesting thoughts, anything interesting to say, really, just put it in the comments below. For those of you that are new, I'm Ben Alexander and I make EV news videos every day, so please consider subscribing so you get notified when I upload a new video. Random times, most days.